Hi, hello, welcome. Today I'm gonna be showing you guys how I scan my 120 and 35mm film with my digital camera. I started off scanning my film negatives using a flatbed scanner, the Epson V600. I almost feel like everyone has to start off using the Epson. It's kind of like a film scanning rite of passage, I don't know. But it takes forever, like it takes so long and you can get like Newton rings and it's a mess. So I recently upgraded to scanning my negatives digitally and it has been like a night and day difference. I love it so much. And I'm gonna show you guys all of my steps and all of that right now. The camera that I use is a Sony a6400. This is pretty much the only digital camera I have. So I actually use a macro lens for my Nikon film cameras and I just use an adapter to fit onto the Sony. It is a 55mm macro Nikon lens and it is so sharp, it's amazing. Then I attach my camera to a tripod. I actually don't have one of those like fancy dancy camera holders just to scan film because they're kind of expensive, and I had a tripod that works and it does the job, so that's what I use. To hold the film in place, I use a Veloy 360 Advancer with a Cinestill light, and it comes with two film holders, one for 35mm, one for 120, and you just place the holder on top, turn on the light, and pick which light you want to use. They have a cool setting for regular color negatives, white setting for black and white, and then a warm setting to do slide film. Depending on the size film that you're going to be scanning, either 120 or 35, you just move these little red rubber stoppers in place and that'll make your film slide in better. Once that's all set up, I turn on my camera. I connect my camera to my laptop so I can see the image a little bit better than the little screen. And then I also could zoom in on the image to focus on the grain. And that's like the biggest thing that I learned. You don't focus like on the negative, like the sharpness of it, you focus on the grain. Kind of the same thing when you do darkroom printing, if you know anything about that. But yeah, focus on the grain, and then once your focus is good, you are ready to start scanning your negatives. Camera settings, I'm always in manual mode. I set the aperture, the shutter speed to, usually the shutter speed, I do like 125, and the aperture is usually like 5.6 or 8. I just kind of rely on the camera's metering to get it down correctly. And then I set my camera to shoot on a self timer for 5 seconds because I am shooting on a tripod that isn't very stable. So after the 5 seconds, it's pretty stable. I take the photo and then advance the film to the next frame and go through the whole roll of film. This process takes me maybe like 10 minutes compared to the flatbed scanner. It took me probably like 30 minutes to do a roll of 120, that's 16 frames. For 36 frames, when you do 35, doing the flatbed scanner took me like all day. So this is a very sped up, easier process. Once all of my negatives are scanned, I take my memory card out of my camera, put it into my computer. I open up Lightroom Classic and import all the images. I crop the image because I don't want any of the black borders showing. And then I take the white balance tool and white balance the edges of the negative. Open up Negative Lab Pro. Negative Lab Pro is just like an external program that you buy and download to convert all of your negatives, and it is just a life-changing thing than to just adjust everything. Like, it's way easier. So I recommend getting Negative Lab Pro. It's pretty cool. I don't really adjust any of the settings in Negative Lab Pro. I just let it convert the negative, and if I need to adjust anything, I do that in Lightroom. And that's pretty much the whole process. I'll do that to each image, and after I've done it to all the images, if I want to send it to myself, I will export it and airdrop it to my phone and then share it with you guys. I think I covered everything I wanted to say about scanning my own film. I hope this video helped you guys out. If you have any questions, please, 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 please let me know down in the comments and I will answer them for you. Or if I don't, then just bug out of me over on Instagram and I'll try my best to answer them for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video. What?